Have you ever wondered why it's more expensive to be poor? It's a question that seems to defy logic, much like a riddle that's lost its punchline. Welcome back to Top Tier Trivia. We're not financial advisors, but we wanted to shed some light on this issue. This paradox of poverty, as we'll call it, is all too real, and it's a cycle that keeps many trapped in financial hardship. Imagine living in a neighborhood that's isolated, cut off from the better resources that most of us take for granted. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, the first layer of the paradox. It's a harsh reality that many face, and it's one that we need to understand if we're to make any real strides towards financial equality. We're about to dive even deeper into the paradox of poverty, but we will also provide some solutions that worked for us. Stick around for some answers. Did you ever have to buy something in installments because you couldn't afford to pay for it all at once? We all know that feeling, don't we? The allure of paying little by little, month by month, can seem like a lifesaver when we're strapped for cash. But here's the twist. You're actually paying more. You see, when we opt for installment plans, we're essentially borrowing money. The item you're buying, maybe it's a car, a phone, or a piece of furniture, is financed by a lender who charges interest for their service. The longer you take to pay off your debt, the more interest you accrue. And don't forget those pesky administrative fees either. This means that by the time you've paid off your debt, you've spent significantly more than the original price tag. So, the inability to pay up front isn't a convenience, but a costly necessity for many. Ever found yourself in a situation where you had to borrow from cash advance businesses? It's like buying a ticket to a ride that you don't really want to be on. These businesses often charge sky-high interest rates, like a mountain climber scaling up Everest. And who bears the brunt of this? Yes, you guessed it. It's often those who are already struggling financially. You see, these businesses know that when you're in a bind, you're more likely to agree to their terms, even if they're not in your best interest. They're like that friend who lends you an umbrella when it's sunny and takes it back when it starts to rain. And what's worse, these high interest rates can trap people in a cycle of debt that's as hard to escape as a hamster running on a wheel. It's a vicious cycle, where the cost of borrowing continues to rise, leaving you running just to stay in place. In other words, when you're poor, even borrowing money costs more. Did you know that having bad credit can literally cost you more? Just imagine you're shopping for a new car or a home, but because of your bad credit, you're hit with higher interest rates. That dream car or house is now more expensive than it would have been if you had good credit. But it doesn't stop at just loans. Bad credit can also affect your insurance premiums. Insurance companies often use insurance scores to determine risk. These are similar to credit scores. A bad insurance score can lead to higher premiums. And here's a kicker. Your credit score can even impact your job. Some employers check credit reports during the hiring process. A bad credit score may make you appear less responsible to potential employers, potentially costing you that dream job. So, bad credit doesn't just limit your financial options, it also makes everything more expensive. It's a domino effect, where one bad decision can lead to a cascade of financial setbacks. Now that we've seen why it's more expensive to be poor, what can we do about it? Well, we've got some practical strategies for making and saving more money, which can help you break free from the cost of poverty. First off, we have budgeting. It's not as scary as it sounds, I promise. Think of budgeting as a way of telling your money where to go, instead of wondering where it went. A budget is just a plan for your money, and it's a lot easier to stick to a plan when you have one. So, jot down your income, list your expenses, and see what you can cut back on. It's all about making your money work for you. Next up, side hustles. No, not the dance move, although that could be a fun way to make some extra cash if you're good at it. Side hustles are income-earning activities you do outside of your regular job. They can range from selling handmade crafts, to walking dogs, to renting out your spare room. So find something you're good at or enjoy doing, and see if there's a way to monetize it. Remember, it's not just about making more money, it's about creating multiple streams of income. Lastly, financial education. It's no secret that schools don't teach us much about managing money, but that doesn't mean you can't learn it on your own. There are tons of resources out there, from books to blogs to YouTube videos. Learn about saving, investing, and building credit. The more you know, the better decisions you can make. And there you have it. 3 practical strategies to help you make and save more money. It won't happen overnight, but with consistency and discipline, you can build a better financial future for yourself. And remember, every little bit helps. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can.